Hi y'all, this is Mitch of I'm Just Sharing, and I know it's been a while since I put out a video, but part of me says I don't want to overdo videos and I really want to wait till I have something that I want to say. And today I have something I want to say. So, um, earlier this week I helped, actually I think it was probably last week, I helped Beverly Mahone of bevmahone.com promote her book. Actually, it was a book she wrote last year, and it was called Don't Ask and I Won't Have to Lie. Now, I had written a review of the book at the time, and last week she was having a special download where people could download the book for free. She was trying to get the number one on Amazon's bestseller. She ended up number two, which is not bad, and she's actually still making a whole bunch of sales, which is pretty cool. And I wrote a review about it last week, and I helped her promote it. And I wanted to show you this. First, I want you to see I actually do have the book. So, it's not like I wrote a review about something I didn't read. Also, I wanted to prove that here I am, right there on page 43. So I was actually quoted in the book as well. So I have no problem with lies of omission, as I don't believe everyone needs to know everything. Now, the premise of this book, or what started this book for Bev, is the fact that probably around the age of 40 or so, she was diagnosed with a heart condition and she was given this medication that she was supposed to take. And she was pretty much in denial. This kind of thing happens to us when sometimes we're diagnosed a little earlier than we think for something. And we, go through our little bits of denial. So she was given medication to take. She didn't always take her medication. She, just kind of poo-pooed it off. She thought, what is all this deal? And came close to basically getting herself killed because she wasn't following the regimen that she was supposed to. She told the doctor she was, but then they did some testing and found out, no, you haven't been doing it. And that, was kind of a wake-up call for her saying, hey, wait, Jesus, my life, I've got my daughter, I've got my grandson, I've got my husband. I really need to step it up. And, it always sounds like it's someone else's story until you think about yourself. Yesterday, I went to visit my mother. Actually, since I'm recording this, Friday night, I might as well say Thursday. So Thursday, I go to visit my mother. And, we're just talking about pretty much nothing. And she mentions that she has a doctor's appointment next week. And in the course of telling me about this, she happens to mention that there's this medication that the doctor had put her on some time ago that she just stopped taking it. And I was kind of thrown by that. I said, what do you mean you just stopped taking it? She said, well, I didn't think I needed to take it anymore. I'm taking these other medications. I didn't necessarily like how I felt, so I just stopped taking it. I said, did you tell the doctor you stopped taking it? She says, no. I said, are you planning on telling the doctor you stopped taking it? She said, no, because she may do something else. I said, I'm sorry, you don't get that choice. You have to tell her. You never know what she's going to say based on this thing. You should have told her a long time ago when you decided to stop taking the medication. You've got to promise me you're going to tell her that, you're not taking this medication. And she him-hawed a little bit. She says, okay, fine, I will tell the doctor. Fine. I said, okay, good. That's what you need to do. So now here I am feeling like, good, I'm the good son. I've told my mother what to do. But on the drive home, I started to think, well, geez, how am I actually any better? Because back last November, when I had my appointment with my diabetes doctor, she put me on Lipitor, saying that I had this high cholesterol. I didn't think I did. I saw the numbers. I said, wait, 2 out of 3, I'm way in line. The quote unquote good cholesterol is low, but it's not extremely low. And I'm thinking, why am I on Lipitor? So, unbeknownst to her, I basically was taking it every other day if I was taking it every other day. I really didn't think I should have been on it, and I never called to say anything. And last year when she put me on it, I didn't fuss when she said she was going to do it, but in my own way, I've been hesitant in taking it. So I started thinking, well, how am I any better? And at the same time, I started thinking, I'm diabetic, for those of you who may not have ever seen this before, that probably for the last 4 or 5 years, I have a little tingling in my feet. Now, anyone who knows anything about diabetics know that, they really worry about feet because diabetes kind of slows down the blood and, blood to the extremities, and the feet, legs, or whatever are areas that are of concern. Now, the thing is, I've had this tingling where it's slightly numb or slightly tingling, yet I still have feeling. So the way I've been seeing things, I said, well, it's no big deal because every time I go to the doctor and they, rub their finger underneath my foot, I always feel it. I'm sitting at home and I may touch my foot, I feel it. So can't be anything, right? Well, I started thinking, how do I know? Am I a doctor? Maybe I should at least mention something. If it was just one pair of shoes, that was the problem, I'd stop wearing those shoes. Truth of the matter is, sometimes I'm not wearing shoes and all of a sudden feet just start tingling. Sometimes it's tingling early in the morning when I first wake up. Like I said, I still have feeling, but I figured, how can I say this to my mother? And of course, Bev's book had been on my mind. So Friday, which was yesterday, when I went to the doctor, I decided to mention the thing about my feet. Now, I didn't mention the thing about the Lipitor, but what I said to her while we were going through this process of my having this appointment, which normally takes 20 minutes, but ended up taking 2 hours because they're going through a new computer system, and I ended up having to help out, of all things, since I know a little bit of technology, was when we got to some of the records, I said, I still question why you put me on this medication for my cholesterol. Look at my numbers here. I don't get it. And she looked at the numbers and she said, why did I put you on cholesterol medication? I said, I don't know. And she said, maybe I was trying to bring up the good. Maybe I was trying to beat it, but you really don't have that problem. And since your other numbers are good, you don't have to take that anymore. Well, I felt pretty good about that. I didn't think I should have had to take it to begin with. But truthfully, one of the things a lot of people don't understand is doctors work for us. We pay them, or insurance pays them. And so therefore, we shouldn't just take something just because someone said we should. We should always at least ask some kind of questions. I actually came home and I looked it up and I was trying to figure out, okay, why am I on this medication? I don't think I need to be. So anyway, I told her about my feet and she said, well, you could have early stages. I told her how long it'd been. She says, you've never said anything to anyone ever? I said, no, I know I probably should have, but I didn't. So now I'm going to be going to see a podiatrist just to have a quick look. One of the other issues, of course, that came up is that I had this blood blister on my foot, which to me kind of means nothing because I have no idea where it came from, but I know it's been there 6 months, and that troubles her. So who knows? It could be an indication. They tell diabetics if there's anything that happens to your feet, you should let them know or let someone know. And I hadn't done it. So, you have these little wake-up calls. Will it turn out to be anything? Probably not, but that's really not the point. The point basically says that no matter what age you're at, whether you're younger or, older or middle age, I'm the middle age area, or older like my mother, the truth of the matter is that we are responsible for our health. And we need to look at certain things that happen to us, and we need to not necessarily not be afraid, but we need to be honest. Like Bev says, you can't always lie or dismiss something. You've got to kind of tell the truth and get it out there, because if you don't, it could be problematic for you later on down the line. So that's pretty much what this video was today. I wanted to get this out there. I thought it'd be easier to say it in a video. I needed a new video. I hadn't put one out in a while anyway. So there you go. I hope this inspires you to tell some truths about your health. Probably should tell some truths about some other things, but we'll address that at another time. So this is Mitch, like I said, of I'mJustSharing.com. Hope to see your comments on the video or on the blog, because it's going up on the blog. And as a matter of fact, most people will probably see it on the blog. Take care. Y'all have a good night.